Okay, hello everyone. I welcome you all to today's session. My name is Afreen Azmat, and today's topic of discussion is Banking Laws, Reserve Bank of India 1934 and Banking Regulation Act 1949. So, we are going to discuss a short overview of this chapter. Okay, so in this chapter, there are two most important acts, RBI Act 1934 as well as the Banking Regulation Act 1949. Okay, so let's start discussing this chapter in detail. First of all, if we talk about the Reserve Bank of India, RBI Act 1934. So Reserve Bank of India started in actually 1926 when Royal Commission on Indian Currency, which was also known as Royal Hinterland Commission, suggested the establishment of the central bank, and by this there was an act which has been passed in year 1934, which is known as RBI Act, Reserve Bank of India Act 1934. And according to that act, Reserve Bank of India established in year 1935. Okay, next, if we talk about the Reserve Bank of India, it actually commenced its business on 1st April 1935, and paid up capital of that was 5 crore at that time. Okay, next, when RBI was established, RBI worked as a central bank for the undivided India and for the British colony of Burma also, which is now known as Myanmar. Now, in the year 1942, RBI ceased to become the central bank of Burma. So in year 1942, RBI just ceased to become the central bank of Burma, and after the partition of India and independence, RBI operated as the central bank of newly formed Pakistan, but it was only for 1 year, because in the next year 1948, RBI ceased to become the central bank of Pakistan. So once in a while, if we talk about the Reserve Bank of India, Reserve Bank of India work as a central bank for Burma, which is also known as Myanmar now, and Reserve Bank of India once in a time also served as a bank for what Pakistan, but it was only for 1 year, because in 1948 it ceased to become the central bank for Pakistan. Finally, in the year 1949, if we talk about, the government of India actually took over the control in Reserve Bank of India, and Reserve Bank of India has been nationalized in year 1949. So you have to remember, the important thing is 1926, the Royal Hilton Young Commission give the recommendation of RBI. Second, we have talked about the RBI, Reserve Bank of India Act was passed in 1934. Third important thing, started working in 1935. RBI nationalized in 1949. RBI served as a bank for Burma also once in a while, and Pakistan also once in a while in year 1948. Clear? Okay, now if we talk about the RBI's chapter or RBI Act, RBI Act has been divided into 5 important chapters. Chapter 1 is related with preliminary. Chapter 2 is related with incorporation, capital management and business. Chapter 3 is related with the central bank functions, in which there is A, B, C, D. So, chapter A, third A is for collection and furnishing. Third B, provision relating. Third C, prohibition of the acceptance of deposit. And third D, regulation of transaction. Third E, joint mechanism. And third F, monetary policies. So these are the bifurcation of third chapter. Chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. Chapter 4 is the general provisions, and chapter 5 is related with the penalties. So these are the RBI, Reserve Bank of India 1934, 5 important chapters. So the question can be asked from here that in how many chapters RBI has been distributed? So RBI has been distributed into 5 chapters, and the 5 chapter, in third chapter there is a classification, sub classification A, B, C, D, E and F. Clear? Now let's start with the chapter 1, the preliminary. Section 1, it actually defined the act that is called as Reserve Bank of India Act, and it is valid for whole India. Section 2, it actually gives the definition of a scheduled bank. A scheduled bank means any those bank which is actually included in the second schedule of RBI Act 1934. This definition is described under chapter 2 or chapter 1, section 2, preliminary. important. Okay, this is very important. This is the most important thing that you have to remember and learn. Okay, chapter 2nd, incorporation, capital management and business. Now section 3, establishment and incorporation of RBI. Section 3 deals with this. Section 4 deals with capital of Reserve Bank of India. 7 and 8, management related to central board. Like if we talk about the central board of RBI, it consists of one governor, not more than 4 deputy governor to be appointed by central government and other directors to be nominated by the central government. So this is the short structure of the management that is described under section 7 and 8 of the chapter 2nd. So you have learned the important things. Okay. Now, next, section 9. Section 9 deals with the detail of the local board and the member of board. Section 10 deals with the removal of office. 13, meetings of the central bank. 17, business permitted to be conducted by Reserve Bank of India. Section 18A, validity of a loan not to be questioned. Section 19, business that which RBI cannot transact. Now, this is important. Now, what are the business in which RBI cannot involve in? This is described under section 19. Now, what are these business? First of all, if we talk about RBI, Reserve Bank of India shouldn't be engaged in any trade or otherwise which have a direct interest in any commercial, industry or undertaking. So the RBI cannot take direct participation in any commercial, industrial as well as other undertakings. Okay, next, purchase the share of any bank company or grant loan upon the security of share. So the RBI cannot purchase the shares of any other banking company or grant loan upon the security of that share. Make loan or advances to general public, draw or accept bill payable otherwise than on demand, and allow interest or current account. So these are all those activities which are actually prohibited for Reserve Bank of India to transact, and this is defined under section 19, and this is very important, remember. Okay, now next, chapter 3rd is central banking function. Now chapter 3rd, central banking function, what are the important central banking function? Like section 20, bankers to the central government, very important. Section 21, banker to the state government, very important. Section 22, right to issue bank currency note, very important. Section 24, in what denomination the currency note is to be released, very important. Section 26, legal tender character of the currency note. Section 27, reissue of the notes to be done. 28, recovery of the lost, stolen, mutilated and imperfect notes. 29, currency note exempted from stamp duty. Powers central government to supersede the central board of RBI, very important. 30, it says that whenever there is a clash, the power of central government always supersede the board of Reserve Bank of India. Means the main thing is they have to follow the board of Reserve Bank of India. Section 33, asset of the issue department. Section 34, liabilities of the issue department. 40, transaction in the foreign exchange. 42, scheduled banks to keep cash reserve with the Reserve Bank of India, that is known as cash reserve ratio. So this is important. All the important things I have tick marked here. So this is all the important section that you have to learn. Okay, this you have to remember, you have to learn, you have no option. Okay, now next, if we talk about the chapter 4, that is the general provision. Chapter 4, section 48, it actually exempts RBI from income tax and super tax. Section 49, actually publication of the bank rate. Section 59 deals with liquidation of RBI. Lastly, chapter 5, it deals with the penalties. This includes that providing wrong information, failure to produce books, record, disclosure of confidential information. In any case, the monetary fines and the penalties can be imposed for the concerned person, and it can end up to the jail, which can extend it up to 3 years. Okay, so these are the 5 chapters, which is very important. You have to learn the chapter name. That chapter 5 is penalties, chapter 1 is preliminary. Okay, now important sections that you have to learn, like section 2 is important, and all the section I have tick marks. So this is the important that sections that you have to learn. Okay, now next, if we talk about the schedules to RBI Act. Now there are two schedules to RBI Act, Schedule 1 and Schedule 2. Schedule 1 gives the detail of the organization of the country, that it is divided into 4 territories. So Schedule 1 actually the country, according to the Schedule 1, the country is divided into 4 categories. Okay, now what are these 4 categories? These are listed here: the western area, eastern area, northern area, and southern area. The western area include the Goa, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Dadar and Nagar Haveli, Daman and Diu. Eastern, Arunachal, Assam, Bihar, Meghalaya, Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland, Orissa, Sikkim, Tripura, West Bengal, and Andaman and Nicobar. Northern, Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, and Chandigarh and Delhi. Southern, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Pondicherry, and Lakshadweep. So this is the Scheduled 1. Schedule 1 actually described that all the country is actually divided into 4 territories, or you can say region: western, eastern, southern, and northern. Now Schedule 2, it actually contains the name of the different bank which RBI has approved to be a scheduled bank. So section 2, it actually Schedule 2, it actually lists you all the names through which RBI has given approval, that these are all the banks which has to be uh, recognized as the scheduled bank. Okay, so this is the complete schedule Reserve Bank of India Act 1934, which is very important for all of you guys. Why? Because you are a banker, and as a banker you are expected to know the important characteristics of the RBI Act 1934. Now rest is Banking Regulation Act 1949. Now if we want to learn in detail about the Banking Regulation Act 1949 as well as RBI Act 1934 in very depth and detail, you can join the paid classes and paid sessions which are going on the Oliveboard app. We have been starting the new Crush plus Crackers batch. This is for all those students who have already taken the foundation batch and who have already knowledge or have the knowledge of the whole syllabus. Now they just have to revise it with some practice question. Now if you are in this stage, again I'm saying that it is not from the basic to advanced. It is if you are in this stage that you have all learned all the chapter. Now you want just a uh, course which actually give you a short summary of the chapter, and then followed by the detailed questions practice session. Then there is a batch, Crash Course Crackers batch, which is coming from 3rd of September, Tuesday, for all of you. And will be teaching you PPB and IFS in English medium. You can join this session. There is a complete 48% off that is going on currently on Oliveboard app. You can just join there. You can use the code given in the app, and you can get a 48% on the JAIIB and CAIIB subscription. Okay, so thank you so much guys for joining this session. I hope that you have all enjoyed this session. Just keep on liking and sharing the video, and if you haven't subscribed the channel yet, guys, please subscribe the channel and press the bell notification icon. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye guys. Take care everyone. Bye.